I was in a previous relationship with a provider man in which I paid $0 in living expenses or personal expenses. And I do not think that the conversation around 50-50 and women dating for money is productive or healthy for a lot of young women. I lived with my partner when I was in this relationship, and I moved into his apartment that he had already been living in. I was like 25 at the time, so I didn't even think about getting added to the lease. And I, from the jump, didn't pay a dime in shared expenses whatsoever. I would occasionally like pick up groceries, and I definitely took care of his dog. I took care of the majority of the cooking and cleaning, things like that. So there was some ways when I was like pulling my weight, but financially, no. And then eventually towards the end of the relationship, he had already been paying my phone bill. He had been paying my car insurance, like any shopping money I needed, anytime we went out to eat, like all him. I eventually had quit my job with his permission because I was just dealing with some mental health stuff, and I was a teacher, and it was just not working for me.
Let me just say this off the bat. Her looking like that, and again, I'm not the most attractive man on the planet. I know I ain't that good looking. But I don't think when you look like that, ain't no man looking or dying to provide for you. Your face ain't that cute, and she looks a little overweight. Maybe when she was with him, it was a little different, but let's continue.
So he had agreed that it was totally okay financially if I quit my job just for a time and figured out it like a new career path or something else to do. And so about a month or two after I quit my job, I was doing like freelance work, gig work, things like that, starting to become a journalist. And
So she went for a useless career. Let's just stop right there. So she moved with a provider man, and she was taking care of, according to her, she was taking care of her business. She was cooking, cleaning, taking care of the dogs, doing all this stuff, and he was pretty much paying for everything. Now, if they have it like that and that was something they agreed upon, I don't see an issue with them having that kind of relationship because that's what they agreed upon. But this story gets better.
I still wasn't making nearly enough money to provide for myself whatsoever. And he unexpectedly broke up with me out of the blue.
There it is. He unexpectedly broke up with her. That's a lie. And you'll see why. He didn't just unexpectedly broke up with her. Listen, people don't unexpectedly break up with you. People don't just, yeah, sometimes it does happen, but I guarantee you, especially when it comes to men, because men don't usually tend to be the ones to leave a relationship. It usually tends to be the women. That's why 80% of the divorces are initiated by women, right? It usually tends to be the woman who wants to leave the relationship. Men usually are happy and content, and if they have a problem, they usually talk to you about it and tell you, hey, look, listen, we're having this problem. So I don't not believe her when she says that he suddenly decided that he was going to break up with me, and I had no money, and I had nothing because I wasn't working, or I didn't make enough money to sustain myself. I guarantee you he spoke to her about problems they were having multiple times. She decided to ignore it and not fix the issue. And then he decided, like, hey, enough is enough. But wait, there's more.
Completely blindsided me. And in that moment, when he said, I want to break up, I cannot describe to you the brokenness and the emptiness and like the aloneness that I felt. Because number one, I'm losing the person that I love, obviously, and I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with my partner. Number two, I don't have a job. I don't have anything to fall back on stability-wise. And number three, he's paying for all my shit. So it's like, what am I supposed to do now? Because we live together. I obviously have to move out and try to do it as quickly as I can because he clearly doesn't want me here anymore. So it's like, I was not set up for any kind of safety net or backup plan whatsoever. And that is where I think the conversation is missing a huge key piece that is so crucial, especially for vulnerable and impressionable young women in this economy. Believe me, I am as radical, angry, leftist feminist as
There it is. That's what I wanted to get to. Radical, angry feminist. You know why he left you? For that exact same fucking reason, woman. He left you because you're a radical, angry feminist. And I don't understand. This is like the funniest, most hilarious feminist I've ever seen. She believes all the shit that feminists believe, but had no problem having a man provide for her. Because these feminists don't actually want equality. The New Age feminists were never about being equal with men. They're about using and abusing young men or men with money. They're all feminists until it's time to go to war. Then they're all of a sudden, they're homemakers. Oh, I don't want to go to war. They're all feminists until you start telling them, we're going to add you to the draft. You guys want to be equal in society, you're going to have to be added to the draft. Now, I don't agree in adding women and having women sign up for selective service and them have to be drafted. I don't think that war is a woman's job. I'll be honest with you. Some of you might disagree with me, but I just don't think that we should send our women to war. But my point is that feminists will tell you they're equal. They want to be equal to men. Or so they say, but then they don't never advocate for equality in family courts. They don't never advocate for equality in divorce courts. They never advocate for the draft. They never advocate for being 50% of the labor force in, for example, construction, the oil rigs, all the hard labor jobs that actually run society. They never advocate for 50-50 when it comes to that. Now, what I do see them always advocating for is advocating to be 50% of the board members at the C-suite level. They want to be in positions of power. They want to be this. They want to be that. But it's never when it comes to the hard jobs. It's only the cush office jobs where they want to be equal. You ever notice that? They never want to be 50-50 on the police force, the firefighters, none of that. Never in the jobs that are actually tough. And she's a radical, angry feminist. She said it herself. That's why he left you, lady. He realized that you are a piece of shit. And you quit your job with his permission because he allowed it. He's thinking, oh, well, maybe she's going to end up going back to work. And he realized that you're just taking the gravy fucking train in the house. You're not doing anything. You're not cooking. You're not cleaning. You said you were, whatever. But you're not even trying to take care of yourself because, look, like, again, I'm sorry. But facts are facts. She's overweight. Not a lot of men are really attracted. I mean, there's BBW chasers out there, but not a lot of men are generally attracted to this. Maybe she was skinny. She was really beautiful. She had a type. And then within the relationship, she started getting fat. He probably brought it up to her, told her, hey, look, listen, I don't like where this is going. You're not working. You're not doing none of this. You're letting yourself go. And she was like, oh, being the feminist that she is, she probably complained about it. Oh, why are you being such a sexist pig? All this, and that. And he's like, you know what? This shit, the juice ain't worth the squeeze, bro. I'm out of here, bro. Why the fuck am I taking care of another human being when I'm not even sexually attracted to them anymore? Because, like it or not, a lot of women don't understand that sex is a big part to a man in the relationship. And a lot of the times why men would leave or go astray is because you reject them in bed. Oh, I'm tired. I don't feel like doing it. Oh, I don't feel like doing this. Not today. And he goes months and months and months without getting anything. He tries things. He asks you, hey, what's wrong? Why aren't you having sex with me? You're just like, I just don't feel like it, blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, you're asking why he's cheating on you. And again, I'm not condoning cheating, but that's just the reality. Sex is a very important part in a relationship, especially for men. But a lot of these women don't want to do it. And why the fuck would I be with a person like this who wants to be a journalist? They don't have enough money. They're doing gig jobs, doing bullshit on a man's dime. And the comments in this video are actually kind of sad. I'm going to read some of them to you guys. Very top comment. Spend his money and save yours always. She was already doing that. She literally said she wasn't paying for anything. Never quit your job until you're married and you have agreements in place that will legally entitle you to financial support. And do you wonder why men in the West aren't getting married? Do you wonder why they're going to other countries and trying to find other women? This is the reason why. Because who wants to be with a person like this, who thinks like this, who sees their man as a wallet? The point of letting a man pay for your bills is so you can stack up your bread and completely focus on you. So not on the relationship, you don't focus on man, you don't focus on the man that's actually providing for you, you focus on yourself. These women are single. They're lonely. You know that the women in the West, and I believe it's actually in the United States, I don't want to talk about the entire West, but women in the United States are on track to be the most single, the millennial women, I believe, are on track to be the most single generation ever by like 2045 or something like that. I'm sorry, it's like 2030 something. I can't remember the exact date. But this is the reason why. Because why would a man want to deal with stuff like this when they see this every day online about how women talk about how they just want to use men and just focus on yourself and use his money, use him as a wallet, but then get mad when you quote unquote objectify them. It's a lose-lose situation. But anyways, guys, that's all I got for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And if you like the video, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. And if you have any videos you want me to react to, send them to my email. The link is in the description box below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.